Let's go, boys. Now we got Taliesin Teixeira, the main event of the evening, versus Derek. My balls is hot, Lewis. Let me just go over my notes here, because initially I came into this really confident on Teixeira, but mainly because he cooked me against the UFC Canada card. Which one was it? It was this February. I'm real big on betting against fighters who haven't proven themselves, and that was enough. I know it was against the Tafa brother. I know Tafa can't grapple. I know Tafa is way smaller than Teixeira. I do get it, but I think he's a favorite for a reason. What's Derek Lewis 40 now? Teixeira is 6'8". He has a height advantage, but he does tend to leave his head on a straight line a bit, which is common for most fighters. Like I said earlier, with a height advantage, they don't really tend to utilize their head movement because they're not used to getting hit up there. I think Taliesin is the much faster fighter, to be completely honest. He has a great high kick. He can finish you from anywhere. He's rangier. You can drag him into wars, like we've seen that in film. You could drag him into wars if you do pressure him, but Derek Lewis isn't that kind of fighter. All right, he's like a Tyron Woodley, just heavier. He's an anomaly. He's able to sit back on his back foot, load up that right hand, wait for you to make a mistake. Like you saw in Taliesin's Contender Series fight, he does like to stay on the outside, use his range. Derek has no problem standing there and doing nothing about it. He doesn't have any footwork, and I think Taliesin is he doesn't fight like a heavyweight. All right, he moves a lot. He's not plotty. Uh, when pressured to engage in a war, but given the opportunity, he will stay outside and use his superior range. I keep saying that. What the hell, man? But anyway, um, one thing that does scare me, Teixeira likes to throw a naked leg kick. All right, a lot of times you're supposed to throw a jab, throw a two, then throw a leg kick. What I saw in film, Teixeira does throw a naked leg kick, and he fights from orthodox. That could be dangerous for him, all right? Because Derek Lewis does load up that right hand, and he picks his time to go. And when he goes, he's pretty good at choosing when to go and hitting that button and knocking you out. So if Taliesin cannot do that, that would be awesome. Because I am taking Taliesin here. I think he's just faster, lighter man skill, even though he is bigger. Just please don't throw that naked leg kick, because my gosh, if he does, I'm going to wish I bet what I thought on the other hand, which was Derek Lewis, decision no bet. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. I have Teixeira in a parlay. His money line is not worth it to touch, especially fighting Derek Lewis. I do think Derek Lewis, um, decision no bet. I do think that is a solid play if you wanted to do that. But I am going to use Teixeira as a parlay piece. Give me the younger fighter, 8-0. You can only fight what's in front of you. All right. When you're coming up, you can't fight ranked fighters right away. Every fighter does it. You knock out what's in front of you. He's proven to do that, and I think this is a situation where people are, like I said, you're coming off 317. You have either tons of money or you're trying to get it back, and you're trying to find these underdog plays. The UFC is good at this, guys. They're really good at this. Coming off a UFC pay-per-view, they give you these lines that look juicy. And how many times have we seen this happen? You see a veteran who's a big underdog. All right, I did have Usman. But you see a veteran who's a big dog. A lot of people take him, and then you're like, wow, why didn't I bet Taliesin? I understand there's not a lot of take on him. I understand you haven't seen him extended, but there's a reason for that. I am going to parlay Taliesin Teixeira. All right, so here's my bets for the week. All right? These are going to be free for you guys. I'm not sharing with family and friends anymore. I'm sharing with everybody. So, Klein Martinez, no bet. Davis, no bet. Kennedy, Nzechukwu. I'm going money line on 1 unit. I'm also going to go fight starts round 2, parlayed with Kennedy and Nzechukwu for half a unit. I'm going Kennedy round 2 KO for a quarter unit. Murphy Mora, bathroom break. Chidi Njukwani. I'm going money line on Chidi. I'm going over 2.5 on 1 unit. Chris Curtis, I'm going to parlay him. I like Chris Curtis money line, parlayed with the most significant strikes. And fight starts round 2. I'm going to parlay all of them. Then I got Tafa money line, 1 unit. Then I got Petrino KO, half a unit. Petrino KO round 1, a quarter unit. Petrino sub round 1, a quarter unit. Chedier, 4 units. 4 units on Chedier. Then I'm going to go Cater, 1 unit. In that Cater fight, I'm going to go over 2.5 on one unit. And then Bonfim, I'm going to go Bonfim money line and fight to start round 2, 1 unit. Also Bonfim sub, and then text share money line and fight doesn't go to decision parlay for a unit. All right, here's my safe parlay. I got 1 unit on Morgan Charrier and Chris Curtis. And then I have a risky parlay, all right? I'm going to go Morgan Charrier, Taliesin Teixeira, Gabriel Bonfim, and Chidi Ninjukwani. I know they're all favorites, so it doesn't seem like a risky parlay, but it comes out to plus 400. I'm throwing half a unit on that. All right, so thanks for listening. Tuning in to Bird Dog MMA, first one. If you liked it, please subscribe, like the video, share with your friends. We're going to be doing this every week. All right, I'm off on summer break right now, all right, due to my profession. So I go back in September. So the next few months, I'm definitely going to be posting videos every Wednesday or Thursday. I have some vacations lined up. But please, if you can, I do this for fun. All right, I do this for the community. I love sharing. I put a lot of work into it, and it's nice to share with you guys. So get some feedback. Let me know what you think. All right, thanks, and I'm out. Damn, I forgot Chris Curtis. That's my fault. First time. We'll fix that in the future. But listen, Chris Curtis. I love Chris Curtis. All right, that's my safety parlay. Chris Curtis and Morgan Charrier. All right, both fighters are low output. Curtis has slightly better technicality, maybe a little bit more than slightly, but I think Curtis has more power in his hands. All right, Curtis can be an ego striker at times, but I do like that he has to get one back every time. All right, that bodes well for me. Curtis does well with fast exchanges when the fight stays in the pocket. The way to beat him is to stay on the outside, which Max Griffin really doesn't do. All right, he's not usually the one that goes first, but after you go first, he'll go second and third. I think he's very accurate, and he's coming back down to 170, which shows me that he's confident. He thinks he could go for a little run here, not necessarily a title run, but maybe a little rank run through some ranked fighters. Him and Morgan Charrier are my two most confident plays on the card. I love both of them. I'm gonna parlay them for my safety parlay. Again, I'm out. Peace.